So East Carolina has been the team pulling off the upsets this season, but almost had the tables turned on them by the UConn Huskies tonight. 31-21 the final. It was a rough one for East Carolina, but they pulled it out late at home. We bring in Aman Kidwai of the UConn blog to talk about the Huskies' effort tonight. It was certainly a game one. Aman, your overall thoughts about the effort tonight at East Carolina?
Well, we're definitely really thrilled with UConn's effort tonight at East Carolina. Nobody gave us much of a chance. We were 28-point underdogs going into the game. East Carolina got up to a very quick 14-0 lead, and it looked like it was gonna just follow suit as everyone had predicted. But our defense started making some stops, and we were surprisingly able to move the ball a little bit through the air. And actually had some wide receivers step up and make some plays, and we were going deep a little bit, more often than we had all season. And so we were able to surprise, I think, East Carolina with our pass-oriented attack and make some things happen, such that we were, only down by a score going into the half, and then the game was tied going into the fourth quarter, 21-21. So, there's no moral victories, definitely, but when I think about our last two games, the fact that we scored a combined 13 points against Temple and Tulane, we're in high spirits. And then at the same time, we didn't ruin anything for the American Athletic Conference, who is counting on ECU to get that Access Bowl bid.
Yeah, glass half full or maybe completely full, if you look at it that way. And that's the way I look at it as well. If you wouldn't have seen the names on the jerseys, the team names, or the scoreboard on the screen tonight, from what I saw, and this was, late second quarter going into half. This was throughout the third quarter. UConn, much of the game, looked like the better football team again after the Pirates jumped out there 14-0. So fill me in on the quarterback situation. So Boyle started, right? Went 2 for 2, and then Whitmer came in after that and lit up the Pirates after that. So you're looking at like the 105th rated pass offense in terms of yardage per game, and Whitmer just went off for over 300 yards in this one.
Yeah, so Whitmer actually is our starter. Our original starter was Casey Cochran, who actually had to quit playing football because of he had suffered one too many concussions. So Whitmer is actually our starter. Tim Boyle is a young guy who we try and rotate in to just get some time. He's a sophomore. Whitmer's our redshirt senior. He's the guy who is the starter. Yeah, I mean, he played his best game of the year. Before this, like I said, we were not doing anything offensively, extremely anemic offensively, and so to see our offense, with a diverse set of plays, doing the short pass, the quick screen, but then also going deep, running multiple backs. And I think the big thing for us was that we finally got some decent play out of our offensive line. All year, our offensive line has been just a JV outfit, not fit to play at the FBS level. They were slightly better last time out against Tulane, but this was the offensive line's best performance of the season, and I think that's why the offense was able to have its best day of the season.
Yeah, and again, against an outfit that went to South Carolina, almost pulled out a win, beat Virginia Tech, beat North Carolina, just completely annihilated North Carolina with 70 points on the board. So this is impressive. And usually when a team that is fairly strong defensively like UConn, but has struggled, again, straight across the board, rushing and passing across both of those facets of the offense throughout the entire season, typically it's a strategy of let's hold on to the football, let's grind it out, let's use the clock, and that's not the way it was. Deshaun Fox, 4 catches for $120. Thomas Lucas, 2 catches for 80 yards. So, they gain over 300 yards passing. And then on the flip side, We all know about Shayne Carden's exploits at East Carolina, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. And sure, yeah, he threw for a lot of yardage, but he had to throw it 64 times to do it.
Yeah.
38 of 64, not a great completion percentage. Justin Hardy, sure, he got as one of the top receiving threats in all of college football. Again, they got yardage, but just 21 points until late in the football game in this one. So got to be pleased with the defense as well.
Absolutely. The defense, like you said, it's been our strength. But this was a very, very explosive defense and one capable of making big plays, taking out chunks of yardage at a time, and also keeping defenses off balance. They were running at an extremely rapid pace. Getting plays off very quickly. I think Carden had 25 attempts after the first quarter, or something like that. So. They were really screaming at us, and it was a very talented offense. I can tell you from just having seen it today. They have playmakers on that team. You don't have two guys go over 130 yards receiving, without some guys making some really, really nice catches and then doing really well on the yards after the catch front. So, yeah, I mean, 31 points definitely seems like a lot, and a lot of yards were given up. There's no doubt, but our defensive line really held up well against them, and they were just able to exploit some inexperience that we had in our secondary, and ultimately we just weren't able to take advantage. We had some chances late with the ball to score, to take the lead, and our offense is really, even though it had played well all game, they did let us down at the end by not being able to take advantage of those situations in the fourth quarter with the ball, with a chance to go up. That's kind of where it fizzled out for us.
So, Aman, it is just the one game. At the same time, that's one of seven, 1-7 football team for UConn right now. Look at the remainder of the season. Consider what you saw tonight versus what you've seen the rest of the season. What are your expectations realistically, but still being hopeful for what you could possibly see out of this team the rest of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be the challenge, right? Is can they keep up this level of play? Can they continue to show progress throughout the balance of this season? So looking at the rest of the schedule, we have UCF next weekend. That's going to be our homecoming game. I think UCF is not as good as advertised this year, at least. And like I said, it'll be our homecoming, so maybe a little bit of an amped up crowd, pumped up off this ECU game. Maybe we can make something happen there. I don't know. We've got Army on the schedule at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully we can take care of business there. That's a team that lost to Yale earlier in the year. So, if we can't beat the team that Yale beat, that's not going to bode well for us. So hopefully we can take care of business on that front. Then Cincinnati and Memphis, two games that 1 month ago I would say we have absolutely no chance. But Cincinnati has a really weak defense. They look a lot actually like ECU kind of. Maybe even weaker defensively though. So and again, that's a home game. So we're definitely not favored going into the Cincinnati game, but definitely some possibilities there, and then at Memphis too. We'll end the season against SMU, so hopefully we can definitely get the win there, and end our season on a strong note.
So it's a football program, obviously, that was used to getting to postseason play once they broke into FBS, and it was very impressive how quickly this program was built and competed on a national level. Of course, the one big breakout into the Fiesta Bowl and a BCS game. They're hopefully back on the upswing under Bob Diaco. So Aman Kidwai writes for the UConn blog. Please check out his work there. Aman, thanks so much for joining us. I know you've got a lot of work to do in regards to recapping this one, so we appreciate you taking out some time to talk some East Carolina UConn.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Mark.